3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, thank you for waiting. I feel like I start every show that way. I have with me tonight Jeff and Curiouser. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey guys.
I'm going to quickly say hi to the room. So far, I can see Super Mario Brothers 3, John Nada, C3PO's Golden Calf, Daniel Wiley, and I think it's just me. Cesar Rodriguez popped in. Welcome, guys. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We have a few new things to show you tonight, but I also want to do a discussion, and I'm hoping Hebro shows up. He said he might pop in because he did a video, sort of what I want to talk about, maybe about a month ago. So I'm hoping he pops in. I may message him while we're live to say, I need you here. But so how are you guys doing tonight, Jeff, Curiouser? Doing good?
Good. Yeah. Just
Doing good.
fine. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah. Glad to be on your show. I think that you're doing really well with your show. So good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, and those of you who didn't see my post everywhere, thank you very much. I'm like bowing down to you guys. You guys are awesome. If it weren't for you, my channel finally got monetized after like 5 years of doing this. I'm so excited, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you so much. Again, for the millionth time. So happy. And also, I guess thanks to YouTube for lowering the limits there. I forget who said it in my chat, but if you reach the 4,000 watch hours, they'll accept you at 500 subscribers instead of 1,000 now. And I'm guessing, and I don't want to say it, competition. Well, so I'm guessing there's competition now, so YouTube's like easing the reins a bit, if that makes sense. Before we get into Flickr, Curiouser has a couple things she wanted to share, since that'll be easier for Jeff just to go right from Messenger to Flickr, right? Wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you pull up that, and give me 1 second as well. Sorry, I had to cough. I didn't want to cough with the microphone on. Hey, Sheriff of YouTube, welcome. So another thing we're going to be doing tonight, there is a community member who did an awesome rap song about the Mandela Effect. And in the description is a link to his channel. So at the end of the show, we're going to do that. And we're also going to show some of Jeff's music. And I'm working on an outro using one of Jeff's songs. I love it. It fits perfectly, but I haven't gotten around to making it yet because tonight's show was supposed to be on Curiouser, so I didn't, work on it. So I will be working on it soon, though. Hey, Go Kart Bob. Hi, Michael Fontaine. Welcome. AJ Girl, if you're lurking, I'm going to be asking the chat your question from Teresa's group tonight. I need to send that to Jeff as well. I wasn't even thinking. Jeff, I'm sorry. Guys, if I fall out, I'll be right back, but I'm gonna add you to the you guys can start talking. I'm gonna mute. I forgot to send you the questions, the stuff from Teresa's group. So give me 1 second. There you go. You guys can talk about this while I'll be right back.
So what is this here, Curiouser?
Oh, that. Okay. You see the title of the magazine reader? Now.
Oh yeah, it's
This
backwards.
is an old one. Let's see. Where's the date? I can't read the date. I'm sorry. But it is old, and The backwards are does not belong. All the merging, that's just all never like that. Never.
1987,
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say November 1st, 4th,
Mm-hmm.
1987.
Okay.
September.
Oh, September.
Yeah, Friday, September 4th, 1987.
So strange. You know how they do that back in the day when nothing was available like that to see. Nothing. There was never any kind of that
No.
modern font stuff and backwards letters. None of it
And
in
EA
my
merging.
memory. And this is all new with the Mandela Effect, because now this old, what is it, a magazine? Yeah, press. That's just crazy. So I basically just wanted to show the logo and how crazy it is looking. So to share that, I have another. Sandy's got another logo I sent her that's pretty crazy too. So just to look at, yeah, and they are merged. Yeah, another constantly merging letters that look ridiculous. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the Toys R Us change, the R being backwards.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was only one that you could see like that. I know. Really, it's just an odd thing. Nothing I would ever see back in the day, you know.
Hmm. Now I sent you. It's actually 2 slides. It's AJ Girl's post in Mandela Reality Residue Hunters group, Teresa's group, and it's pictures to jog people's memory about her post because I'm unfamiliar with this Christmas episode.
You have a couple more things here.
Ah, adding you. Yes. This
So
is
this
still
is
curious or stuff.
almost old Earth residue.
Yeah, it's a little dark. I'm sorry, I should have lightened the picture, but it almost looks like it's changing into
Yeah.
Yes.
uh,
It's like
like
that
it's
in
right in the
between.
process. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
really strange looking. It's all
It's still
um,
slightly what we remember, but not 100%.
yeah. Of course, it's not. Yeah, it never really is. But yeah, that's more like what I remember. I remember, the end of, yeah, well, the end of I remember it kind of lined up with like the Arizona area, just I don't know, way over there. It's just now that's just all pure sea. It's very
Yeah.
strange. Anyway, yeah.
In the direction of the Panama Canal changed because of it,
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
which I don't know how everybody doesn't notice that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, it's
And what do we have here? What is that? Tibetan.
That
white
is what
yak.
we said. That is a yak, right? Tibetan?
yeah.
Is that its actual size?
Yes.
What the hell?
It's a white Tibetan yak, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's got a name. I'm trying to read it. Can you see that, Jeff? Can you see the bottom, the words?
Yeah. The snow white yak is the rarest color phase of yak in the world, in China and Tibet. They figure their numbers to be around 3% of the population, with the vast majority of those residing in Tanzu, or I think that's what that says, Tibet. They're almost all of their yaks are white.
Wow. Yeah. Never saw even one, and
Yeah, it's weird.
reminds me of that.
That is a mess.
What's that Sesame Street character?
Fluffy.
Yep. Yeah. It's just. Funny.
Oh, that's a Mandela effect that you just. Oh, Jeff. Oh
Not,
no,
not for me.
that is such a Mandela effect for me. He was never snuffy. Oh my gosh, it's only
Always
snuffleupagus.
snuffleupagus for me. What do you
That's what I'm
remember?
saying. You called him snuffy. Oh no,
Yeah, he called him Snuffy
Happy.
sometimes.
All right.
no, that's the
Interesting.
Mandela effect,
Yeah, I
Jeff,
don't
for
remember
me.
that one. I really
It was
don't.
never snuffy. It was always snuffleupagus
They
for
would go
me.
back and forth calling them both. Actually, Big Bird himself, he called him Snuffy.
So what are we looking at here? The cider like Canon and all the other ones. Oh yeah, it's merged. It's very small though.
You can barely tell it's a C. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
It
another
does look
logo.
ridiculous.
So strange. Yeah, it does look ridiculous. Oh my
Mhm.
God. I'm like, yeah, is that a C? Mm.
That's a mess. General Sorrow. I've never heard of the James Caan movie Countdown, but I can't say it's new to me. I will say that, but I don't really pay like I don't know if I would have seen it before. I need other people to chime in on that one. Like that could just be new to me and not a Mandela, but it could be a Mandela. I don't know.
What's that?
Daniel Wiley says, "Did you?" There's a mainstream movie titled Countdown, starring James Caan in 1967, where his character depicts an astronaut which lands on the moon. This movie never existed until about a year ago.
Yeah, I definitely never heard of that.
Mm-mm.
That's weird.
Hey, man, animal. Hi, Adam for Christ. So, Jeff, are you able to read that? Because I cannot read that.
Yeah, I can read that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Not sure if anyone is aware of an episode of Friends that aired the night before or the night of, depending on your time zone, contained imagery that wasn't around in the episode for the many decades prior to the original first release aired date, prior to a few nights before the current big event in the region that the characters Monica and Ross claim heritage from. Watched the episode many times over the decade, but now the candy episode where Monica makes Christmas candy for her building contains religious artifacts that didn't exist in the scene prior. Look, it's all in the scene and it just appeared now during the current conflict in the region that shall not be named. Does anyone remember this episode like she does?
So here's the thing, guys. I couldn't find any religious symbolism in any of the screenshots from that series, but I didn't have a chance to go look at the actual episode. I've never seen this episode. It's a Christmas episode, the one where Monica or something, all the candy, the one with all the candy, I think it's called. The one with all the candy. Has anyone ever seen this? And do you remember religious symbols in the candy? Does anyone know this episode? I figured I'd ask everyone for AJ because no one's responding on it. Or AJ's girl, I'm sorry.
I don't know the episodes well enough to really remember it. There's only certain episodes that really stick out in my mind, and this isn't one of them.
I don't think I've ever seen any of their Christmas episodes. I didn't watch Friends like that.
I did for a while. I used to like it.
General Sorrow says can't say, and not that I know of. And going back to Countdown, C3PO's Golden Calf says, I heard of Countdown, but only about 5 to 6 years ago. Let's see. And he continues to say, Mark Sargent asked for realistic films about landing on the moon several years ago, and no one was able to come up with a single movie. And now this movie exists. I'm the same as General Sorrow. Not a big fan at the time or since, but not a non-fan either. Just not a big fan. I would watch it when it was on
Me
and there was
too.
nothing else on.
Never a fan, but I watched it.
Yep. All right. I'm sorry, AJ's girl. Maybe someone in the comments can be more helpful. I will try to actually watch the episode. I'll try to find it because I'm not even sure what she's referring to. Because again, the next slide, if you go to the next slide, these are all really all the images you see online. And I don't, does anyone see anything religious there that I'm missing?
No.
I know Jeff can't zoom in. I'm sorry, guys. But Jeff's saying no. I don't see anything. So I'm confused. It could be that later on, like maybe when she brings the candy to work, you see it. Yeah, I'll probably check Netflix or Hulu. I don't know if they're on the. I don't know if Friends is on either one. Oh, she's here. Hey, it's on the chair. Okay, so at least I'll know where to look. It's on the chair. Thank you for that clarification. I will definitely check it out. And if I find more images, I will update next time we're live. I'm taking a screenshot so I remember. Okay. Do you want to get the Flickr now? Or do you guys want to do the discussion first?
Well, I don't know. I can't stay long, just so you know. I mean, not real long. Oh.
All right, then I think I got an idea. Why don't we do your folder? Then we'll do the discussion, and then we'll get to the other two Mandela effects.
All right.
And that way you can be a part of the discussion, and if you need to leave, you can.
Okay.
Thank you, AJ. I got screenshots of everything now.
Okay, so what are we going to now?
Oh, you're going to Flickr, and there's a folder that says Curiouser. It should be at the top somewhere.
It should be.
There's only 3 folders.
Yeah, it's not showing me.
Oh, a religious shawl. Interesting.
I'm not finding it.
Thank you, Parody Bear. I can't click on it unless I go to YouTube. Let me go to YouTube. You're not finding it, so I gotta go to Flickr and send you links again. Why is that happening? Give me a minute, Jeff. I'm gonna go to Flickr and send you the links. All right. It's October 10th. You don't see any folders dated October 10th, 23?
No.
You might have to refresh. I'm gonna send this link to you though.
Wait, hold
now
on.
Yeah, it's because if I send them to you, I don't know if you can zoom in.
No, I'm not seeing it.
All right, here you go. Here's the link to Curiouser's folder. I believe you. It wasn't in the scene before. That's why I wanted to ask people, but hopefully, like I said, as more people watch the show later, we'll see comments come in about it. All right. Now, this is like an old school folder where we have the images and we're just going to talk about it. You can't zoom in, can you, Jeff?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you can. Okay, good. I'm going to go full screen then. All right. So, Curiouser, do you want to talk about the Sakya Monastery? What you saw?
Yeah, this is
You want me to talk about it? It's a Tibetan monastery. And it's, oh gosh, I can't see that. It's a major monastery in central Tibet, and it was founded in 1073. That's really all you need to know about it, because it's not the monastery that we're talking about. It's what's inside the monastery. So Jeff, you can go to the next slide. This is a picture of the monastery, and I believe that tall part on the left is the area we're talking about. Over the centuries, they expanded the size of this monastery. But it's the older buildings that we're talking about. You can go on, Jeff. Thank you, Parody Bear, for the link. I have it. I'm in YouTube on my phone now, trying to lower the volume so you guys don't hear anything.
So you got to see it, and that's what they've discovered recently. Tons of books. It's hard to believe, but this is what the article says anyway. And
so this is right now. I'm just showing the difference between the monastery back then in the paintings and now. It's like a photo of it, a comparison of it. And then the next image, we're going to talk about the it's a site like Snopes that's trying to debunk this, but I really don't believe the debunking. I'm going to try to debunk the debunkers. Go to the next slide, Jeff. So this website is saying that it's misleading. And it says centuries-old Tibetan library exists, but doesn't record. Now, they're saying 10,000 years of human history. Curious, or you sent this to me, it said there was 60,000 years of human history, correct?
Uh-huh.
So I do have a picture of it coming up. It's low quality, so I couldn't use it like this, but basically behind a wall, I don't know how they knocked down the wall, but they knocked down the wall and found this gigantic library of scrolls in boxes. And there's like 84,000, I believe. Is that what the number is, Jeff? 84,000 texts. It's in Tibetan, Sanskrit, Chinese, and Mongolian. 40,000 texts.
40,000, yeah. 84.
On a wide range of subjects. And in 2003, monks discovered a sealed wall containing 84,000 more. So there's actually 124,000 texts. And the monks are claiming that it goes back 60,000 years. And this site is trying to say, no, it's not. It's the texts are real, but they don't go back. They don't date back that long. But when we were researching it, it was verified to go back at least 30,000. So I believe they have this misleading claim before it was verified. They verified 30,000 years worth of, I don't know how they did that so fast. Just the sheer idea of them having 60,000 years or even 10,000 years of human history is just crazy to me. So now we're going to show you pictures of the actual library. This library that no one knew existed. It's the same words. It's just saying hidden 84,000 texts discovered. And the weird part is they were discovered 20 years ago, and this is the first I'm hearing of it. Has anyone ever heard of this before? 60,000 years of human history found 20 years ago?
No.
No.
I agree, General Sorrow. How the bleep would Africa Check know as a main source? Africa Check. It's like they're trying to cover something up. I don't believe them.
Right.
I agree. So now we have just a lot of pictures coming at you of these texts. Here's the broken down wall where they found the library. Found behind a sealed wall containing 84,000 handwritten sutras and scrolls discovered in 2003 in a monastery in Tibet. Just nuts. They're so old. I mean, this it's like a cavern of tiny little boxes of scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not notice?
Hmm.
Like, that's a gigantic space. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to
Yeah.
walk around your house, okay, the perimeter of your house, right? You would be
Mhm.
like, where's this big block in my house? I don't know where this big building
Yeah.
is. Do you?
Yeah. I know. How could they?
How could they not notice that?
I don't know. That is crazy.
Steph, you can go through the pictures a little bit faster. There's a lot of them. It reminds me of Ollivander's, the wand shop in Harry Potter.
Jeff? Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's so much.
Yeah, it is. A lot. It's definitely a lot.
That's the last one.
Sandy, if you could just give the resource of that, it flashed the channel name or whatever. I sent you a link. It just send it to Jeff, just so I, I always like to give her the resource of where I found it. I don't know.
So it is YouTube channel Pockets of the Future, and I'm putting the link. I'm going to put it in the description too, but for
Right.
now,
Perfect.
it's in the chat.
Okay.
And that's where she found that information.
Yes.
Hey, Red Storm. All right, guys. I want to have a little discussion with you. And I want your input on this because I honestly don't know what to do about it. I've just been noticing this happening, and I wish Hero was here because he did make a video on this. I'm going to message him now and tell him what we're talking about. Give me 1 second. If you can join, please. Okay. I've been noticing something happening for about 2 years now. And I've had to tell people that in my group of friends, not naming names, but I've had to say to them, something odd is happening and I need you to try to push through it. And they don't push through it and they wander off and they're gone, or they do push through it. And I know I'm sounding cryptic right now, just I'm trying to find the right words for what I'm trying to describe. And Jeff and Curiouser, if you know the words, feel free to jump in. I'm trying to, I don't know how to say this.
People have gotten really spacey and forgetful and very
indifferent. The
Yeah.
word I was looking for is indifferent, guys.
Apathetic too.
Apathetic, indifferent. I am noticing now. I'm also noticing that there's a lot of new people coming to the Mandela Effect, which is wonderful. Okay, great. We love seeing you here. But I'm noticing that people who've been doing this a while, a lot of them are not as affected as they used to be. I'm not saying they're not Mandela affected. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're not seeing Mandela effects like they used to. They're losing interest in it. It's like there's some sort of force or something, like a mental block, like something's trying to stop them from looking for the truth.
Yeah, it's
And
like
that
all of a sudden they become not interested in such a giant, huge subject. It's almost like because they haven't figured out what's going on. They can't. They stop finding effects. They think it's over, but it's not. It's still ongoing, and I
but
think
it's
it's a
not even
huge subject, and people are just pushing it aside.
but it's not even that. It's not even just boredom. I'm talking about people who were, I'm not naming names, but you could probably figure it out. Like gung ho all the time, nonstop Mandela effects. Wants nothing to do with it now.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a little bigger than disinterest and boredom. I think it's something like she said, like a force, like their minds are all acting the same, and they're just dropping it. Yeah.
And we were looking at other channels in the community that have been around a while, and we started noticing that a lot of them, it seems to have gotten really bad. Now I'm jumping all over the place again. I'm sorry, but Hebrew made that video talking about the same thing, like where is everyone, about a month or two ago, and that's also when I went to all the channels and started noticing no more Mandela Effect videos or no more Mandela effects. Like they're still doing Mandela Effect videos, but it's like all residue, or it's talking about other stuff like TikTok or other things. It's not like these are people that used to put out Mandela Effect videos all the time, and now they're talking about other stuff like crypto or current events or TikTok or just anything but the Mandela Effect. And then I'm sorry, I have to bring up one name. And then I saw Moneybags make a video asking the community to send stuff to him like he couldn't see stuff anymore. I'm not saying that he can't see stuff anymore. I just found it odd. I've never seen
It
him
seems
ask the
like,
community to
yeah.
send stuff before in a video. It's just, I don't know. It seems something's wrong. It seems like something's wrong to me.
Yeah.
And like even with like covering the JFK car, I was literally blown away by people in the chat who I've seen say the car is black before, now saying that it's blue.
Mm-hmm.
And they've always seen it as blue.
Yeah, hold on to your memories, people, because I think that it's very important to hold on to those memories. I think we should remember how it, no matter how odd and weird it seems, hold on to the memories. I think people are getting the uploads. They're losing their Mandela effects. They're just seeing how it is now, and that's all. A lot of people are. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, angels don't fall. I still show them. So send them my way. Sandy Diva Mandela Effects at gmail.com. It may take a few weeks, but they will eventually get to it because I have such a backlog of folders. You know what? Actually, Jeff, guys, I may get kicked out. I'll be right back. I'm taking a picture just to show you. Just give me a minute in case I get kicked out. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm literally going into I may have to edit some of these. I may have to block some of these because some of them are personal folders. But just to show you like what I'm dealing with on my end, I don't understand what's happening around me with everyone else. It's really upsetting. It's upsetting me. I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's sad. I'm sad about this. I don't know what to do. I mean, if a creator is watching and they're having issues, you may have to what I would tell my friends is power through it. If you have to search for Mandela effects, make the time to sit down and look. I know that's easier said than done, but I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to, but something's not right. That's all I know is something is not right.
And people are, I think they're losing interest also because they don't know what it is. And, you start to not hear any more about the theories or anything. Nobody comes up with anything. They're just, don't know what it is. But Sandy, you had a theory. You might want to talk about that. I don't know.
Oh, the Philadelphia experiment?
Yeah, if you want to talk about the interesting theory, yeah.
All right, guys. So I this is like an off the wall thing. I don't. My other theory is what I really believe, but there's other stuff that caught my attention recently, and it's basically the Philadelphia experiment. How the two crew members insist that it happened, that everything around them says it doesn't. Like there's no proof of it, there's no records of it. The government denies it, of course, and I'm sorry, I'm like trying to read when I'm covering up at the same time as talking. So it sounds very Mandela to me, the Philadelphia experiment. Like maybe it is a Mandela effect. Maybe instead of them teleporting to Virginia, they actually didn't move at all, but instead ripped space-time and shifted in the same spot to a parallel universe, and then shifted back. And when they shifted back, they shifted to a parallel universe where none of this happened. I'm reaching here. Like I said, not a real theory compared to the my actual theory about shifting timelines in Earth and all that stuff. But let's pretend that did happen. I don't know, maybe it's my proximity to it. It's less than a quarter mile from my house where it happened. I don't know. It's just a weird theory I was thinking of when I was reading about the Philadelphia experiment. All right, Jeff, I'm going to be sending you the pictures now, finally.
Okay.
And don't linger on them too long because I'm giving away everything that I'm covering, So just show them really quickly all the stuff. But, and I did block a lot of it. So it's just, can you still hear me okay? Because I accidentally just opened an app that can take the sound away. I'm just showing you my backlog, and this is why it takes me a while to get the stuff you guys send me. Because there's channels like Moneybags asking for people to send stuff to him. He's got nothing to show, apparently. And I'm sitting here with so much stuff to cover people giving me new stuff every week, me finding new stuff every week. Here, I'm just going to show you. This isn't even all of it. All right, just go through them real quick. Like, and you can see the blocks of me blocking stuff out. Like Mandela I have blocked out and stuff like that. There was like 4 of them. Like, I have folders and folders and folders of stuff I still have to cover. So if you send me stuff, I'll get to it eventually, but it may take a couple weeks. It may even take a month, depending on how much research is required to look at it. But definitely send it to me. I will cover it eventually. It's better than being ignored. I'm sorry that's happening to you. Really, angels don't fall. You shouldn't be ignored like that. I feel bad when I see that happen to people. I have no idea what the chat is saying right now. Let's see. Hey, Ralph. It's good to see you. Richard's here. Hey. I think I saw... Oh, no. I saw Suso's name. Eddie Von Keen's here. Everybody's jumping in. The Schuylkill River? Yeah, you are. It's spelled Skuykill. Red Storm says all the theories are on the table at this point. Yeah, I know. Why not the Philadelphia experiment? I mean, that's why I see so many. I'm a quarter mile from where it happened. You know what, C3PO? I'm actually doing an entire folder on the Liberty Bell right now. An entire folder. You know what? I'm going to show you something tonight that I'm covering with the Liberty Bell. Jeff, I'm sending you a picture.
All right.
Because this I can't say for sure is a Mandela. I think it is, but I can't say for sure. So why not show it now, right? It's actually 4 pictures. I lied. Oh gosh, just did it again. It didn't lose its crack. It still has a crack. Red Storm. If you guys said something above, I'm trying to scroll. What do you guys think about this? Do you agree? Are you seeing this? C3PO says, I agree. It's not good for them to lose interest. This is a test of our will and drive to get to the truth. I agree 100%. Daniel, it's like there's like a mental block happening to people. It's almost like people are taking an update over and over and over again to the point where they're not affected anymore. But they're still affected. They're just not as affected as they were. That's the only thing I can think of. Like people, I noticed that a lot of people around me have the current memory more often than not anymore. All right, guys. Before I show you the pictures, this is not the Liberty Bell. This is a replica of the Liberty Bell. Oops, sorry, dropped something. Dropped my stylus. In 1926, I don't even know what it's called, but in 1976, the year I was born, Philadelphia celebrated the bicentennial. The centennial was celebrated in 1876. Well, 1926 is 150 years, and I don't know what they call it. Whatever they called it, they celebrated it in Philadelphia. And here's how they celebrated it. I've never heard of this. I've never seen pictures of this before. It's a Mandela for me, but it may not be a Mandela. It could just be info I've never known. But I find it weird because I would have been able to see this outside my window if I was alive in 1926. Here we go. I'm calling it the Philadelphia Eiffel Tower. This is a temporary structure that sat at the corners of Broad and Bigler Streets It crossed over Broad Street, so cars would drive under the bell. Have you guys ever heard of this monolith of a Liberty Bell in Philadelphia temporarily in the 1920s? Has anyone ever seen pictures of this? We have more. I have it complete, and it also lights up at night. Go ahead, Jeff. You can show them the other picture. They're smaller, I know. It's a messenger. You can't zoom in. There's 2 more pictures. You went the wrong way. So here is it complete. People are standing underneath of it. And the craziest part, there should be one more where it's lit. It lights up at night, or lit up at night, I should say. There should be one more, Jeff. Yeah, there it is. So this thing had like lights all over it. It completely lit up at night. So I have a whole folder coming out about this. Not just this part, but much more with the Liberty Bell. But yeah, I've never ever seen that before. And the worst part is, instead of leaving it as like a permanent landmark in Philadelphia that would have drawn, well, it would draw. I think it would have drawn people like the Eiffel Tower draws people to France. Personally, that it was an amazing structure. They sold it for $60 scrap when they tore it down. I don't know why they did that, but that's what they did. $60 instead of that awesome landmark in Philadelphia. So, just want to share that. You want to get to the folders, Jeff?
Yeah.
There's only a couple folders. And then I'm going to ask them if there's anything they want to look at. Like, that's our thing here. And Curiouser, I know you said you had to leave early. And guys, if you have anything to add with what I was talking about, I'm all ears. I'm all ears to try to get this community back on track. Because like I said, there's new people coming all the time. I have new subscribers. I see names in chats and in comment sections I've never seen before. And it's not everybody. Like Fiverr is still posting all the time. But it just seems like more and more people are either not seeing the Mandela Effect like they used to see it, or have completely lost interest in it. And I don't know how anyone can lose interest in our reality changing.
I know it is a huge subject. It's not something that's going to go away. You know, it's it's ongoing, and I think that you know, maybe people are confused about it. They don't know what to make of it, you know, kind of thing. But it really is. It is a huge thing. I think it needs to be talked about. I think that there needs to be information about it out there, you know, as much as possible. But yeah, I think people are just somehow, some way are losing interest, are just pushing it away somehow. I don't know.
No, I don't think they're pushing it away. I think they're being pushed away. Like I said,
Yeah,
I think something is trying to stop. Let's put it this way. I'm going to get a little religious here. I do believe, like I said, I believe in my theory that God moved us here because, you know, part of the Sagittarius arm is now gone. So we were saved from whatever happened to it. And I do believe, like I've called this the Great Deception before. I believe God gave us the eyes to see the Mandela Effect. But I believe the devil could be behind it. So if that's the case, let's pretend the devil is behind it. Maybe he's the one trying to stop people from seeing the truth. Because, like I said, a lot of the people around me who are going through this, more and more often than not, if I'll bring a Mandela Effect to them and they will have the current memory immediately. It's like it is literally like they're less affected than they used to be. And I don't know how to, they are not the same people. That's all I describe it. That's
Yeah.
not the only thing that's changed about them either. They are different people. I mean, they still sound the same. They still, but I can't
Yeah.
describe it. There's something
Oh,
off.
I have to say, yeah, I myself am not religious, but I could see also something in nature actually doing that too. I just something like space. Ever since this happened, I tend to think of like outer space, something happening like a black hole or something weird in the energy, that could also be, affecting people. I mean, we are very affected by space, so we don't know it, but everything that's out there just it affects us all, the planet, everything. And I think that maybe something like that in nature could be happening too. That I mean, it could be the Earth itself. I don't know, but if I'm making sense, is that it can affect your whole mind, everything, the way you think, everything. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's that too. I don't know. I always like I think about it, but I don't have any actual beliefs or theories really. I don't know, but
I want to
Just
say something really quick. Eddie Von Keen just posted something, and um, I think that the sickening part is I think they're doing this just to prevent the election. I don't want to say it. That's the thing. Jeff, I can't share your screen because you're not sharing the folder. You're sharing your screen, like your actual Facebook page. There you go. Hey, Orion Spur.
which folder are we doing?
Okay. Do you have anything there that says 10 today's date?
Yeah.
Okay, so there should be Pollen and then another one. Start with Pollen.
Oh no, wait.
You don't have it?
No.
Are you under albums or camera roll?
Albums.
That makes no sense that you can't see that. All right, I'll send it to you like we just did. Give me a minute. So, was it 2 weeks ago now? I showed you guys the video of the tree. There's a lot more to it, and that's what we're going to be covering tonight. As soon as I can get this folder to Jeff. There's only 2 folders tonight, so if you guys want to cover anything afterwards, you let me know. Guide us with the show like you did last time.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go though. My phone's getting real hot, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna
Okay.
go. So yeah, yeah, I like your show. It's going great, and thank you for having me here.
Thank
And
you for being here.
you're welcome. And I'd like to join again someday too, for sure.
Anytime you want.
Okay. All right,
Anytime.
everyone. Everyone have a good night.
Good night, Curiouser.
Good
Good night,
night.
Curiouser.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye. So I sent you the 2 folders. Start with the tree.
Okay.
AJ Girl found the Friends episode. So after this folder, we'll go to the Friends episode. You
All
put the link in YouTube? I mean, in Facebook, AJ? Oh, good night. Oh, she said good night to Curiouser. Ignore me. So Curiouser, AJ's Girl, Hi Ryan Spur, General Sorrow, and C3PO's Golden Calf all say good night. Mandela Effect is albums, A-M-E. I always thought it sounded like albums. Albums. You remember albums? Now, I have the current memory there, but I can look for that for you.
I used to call it that.
Then I'll definitely look for it. I took a screenshot. Joey's sitting in a chair. Okay, so really quickly, I'm going to go to Facebook. Jeff, do you want to read while I go try to find that link?
Yeah.
Okay. There's video in here, just to give you a heads up.
All right. We need to talk about all things pollen on this weird version of Earth. Question 1. In your memory, what decreases pollen in the air?
Oh, you haven't left it in Facebook yet? Okay. Just let me know when you do and I'll go look for it. Okay, so Eddie Von Keen says rain. General Sorrow says humidity. C3PO's Golden Calf says rain. Daniel Wiley says bees. Michael Fontaine says water. Mandanimal says winter. Wow, we're all over the place, aren't we? Maybe I should have asked what does not. Donata, that's okay. Not sure. Wind and fire, says Eddie Von Keen. It's there now. Thank you. Sunlight, says Michael Fontaine.
Snorting
All
huge
right.
loads of it. This is
You can do it. Huh?
In my past, rain decreased the pollen. The water would catch the pollen and rain it down out of the air. This is still partially true if it's a steady, calm rain. But in this reality, any rain or storm with wind can increase the pollen in the air, particularly after the storm has moved through, but wind and lightning linger. Did storms increase pollen in the air in your past?
So yes or no in the chat. Did thunderstorms increase pollen in your past? Rain, did it increase it? So I already know it's got to be a no for the people who said rain decreased it.
For me, it always did. Always decreased it.
And now they're saying it increases it. That a no?
That could
I've
just
never heard
be
of that.
typical misinformation campaign, though.
John says, hi, Jeff. Hi, everyone.
Hey, John.
I can't show your comment, Daniel. I just got monetized. I don't want to lose it. That would be horrible. Rich says no. Hey, Rich. Eddie said wind would increase it by moving it around. Yes, after that video we saw, definitely. All right, we can go on.
It's so common that there's a new medical term I've never heard of called thunderstorm asthma, where thunderstorms create so much pollen that people who do not have asthma develop asthma symptoms from allergies. Have you ever heard of this?
Has anyone ever heard of thunderstorm asthma?
I doubt it.
There's more pictures, more articles. Epidemic thunderstorm asthma risk. Thunderstorm asthma. That would be like 100% no from the chat.
Exactly what I expected.
Hey, TD Mage. So I'm going to read this real quick. On Monday, November 21st, 2016, the combination of thunderstorms and pollen caused an asthma disaster in Victoria. Thousands of people suddenly had asthma attacks and found it hard to breathe. Because so many people needed urgent asthma treatment at one time, it was hard for ambulance and hospital emergency rooms to help everyone. From that terrible event, we learned that thunderstorm asthma can affect people living in city or country areas, even if they've never had asthma. Has anyone ever heard of this? And is there anyone near this area who can confirm that this happened? I've never heard of this. And I feel awful because all these people got sick. Daniel Wiley says, worked in a pediatric clinic caring for thousands of kids and never heard of it. Yeah, Jeff.
The next question is also yes or no. Have you ever heard of pollen storms before?
So, yes or no in the chat. Have you ever heard of a pollen storm? Rich has never heard of it. Heard of the incident. Hi, Ryan Spur is questioning pollen storms, so I'm guessing that's a no. And Daniel's a no. I just want to say I love the art that the AI kicked out for this. No pollen storm for Rich Sanic. John Nada says, that's what I said. Hi, Orion. TD Mage is a nope. I've never heard of pollen surge either. In the chat, have you heard of pollen surge? Like, I've heard that the pollen is high today or low or medium. I've never heard storm, never heard surge, never heard anything except for pollen is high. That's interesting. I've never heard that either. But this is probably just info I didn't know. Mandanimal says many cities only plant female trees. It increases the pollen extremely. I agree. Just high pollen count, same. Okay, Jeff.
And the final question, did plumes or pollen explode off of trees in your past, either by wind, lightning strike, or shaking a tree?
And I want to edit this. It's not just trees. I'm asking if plumes of pollen could explode off of trees and plants, like weeds. Do you remember pollen being able to explode off of plants and trees? And if you saw the video, the preview I gave you, before you saw the video, that's what your answer should be. Before you saw the video. C3PO asking explode. John Knott is waving. And Animal says no. Rich Pasanic says no explosions. Never seen that before. Jeremy Sorrows, no. I've heard of the Kentucky meat shower. Ew. Meat rain from the sky? Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot of that one, Eddie. TD Mage has seen it coming off trees in the wind. I've had my car covered in pollen as well, because in my past, pollen fell from the tree onto the car. The meat shower was in 1876. That's just nuts. Mm-mm. I have heard of Truman Show syndrome because of Teresa.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah.
I think I've
All
heard
right.
of the meat showers too recently.
Really?
Yeah. Vegetarians must have hated that.
We can go on.
In this reality, lightning strikes from heat, lightning, wind shaking, even gently tapping a tree can make the pollen of the tree explode in clouds of smoke like pollen.
Jeff? Did we lose Jeff?
No, I'm still here.
Oh. So why are you still on the slide?
I don't know. When wind is the culprit, it can create pollen storms that can look something like a green fog to a straight up green plume similar to a sandstorm. Were these part of your past weather alerts? Because we have had them for years and I've never heard of them once.
AJ's girl, if you're still here, I don't see anything in that clip. I'm gonna have to look for it. It's only the end of the show. You can go on, Jeff. Oh no, this isn't clouds of pollen that fall really quickly. I have video. You're gonna see what it looks like. It looks like fog. So supercell storms move through, and the cold front brought winds, which stirred up the pollen, and this is what it looks like. It looks like smoke. Have you guys ever seen anything like that before? You can go to the next slide, Jeff. So this is security footage of a pollen storm hitting a neighborhood overnight. It looks like snow, but it's all pollen. So here's more of this pollen storm. Doctors saying pollen storms are creating this asthma. Right behind. I'm still looking for this right behind Joey. I'm just showing you it's everywhere. Boston, Jersey. I still don't see it. It's probably because I don't know what I'm looking for. You know what you're looking for, so you can see it easily. AJ's girl, is it in the beginning of the clip or at the end? Because I'm looking at the end. That's where the couch is. Oh, that's the one I'm looking at.
"2016, world's deadliest thunderstorm asthma event occurred. Now we know what caused it. Interesting year for that to happen."
Mm-hmm.
Pollen
Here's more
apocalypse
pictures.
in North Carolina City.
See, I don't remember skies turning green from pollen, everyone.
No, that never happened.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
New
yeah,
Jersey,
if you want to read the red parts.
New Jersey is under a pollen storm. How can you combat allergies? A massive pollen storm. In New Jersey, yeah, I was there. There's no way. Of course, I wasn't there then, but still, I mean, that never happened.
I got the screenshot. I'm going to try looking at it, see what you're seeing.
What are you looking for?
It's the scene from Friends that we talked about earlier.
Oh,
Oh yeah, there's Star David and dreidels and everything on it.
but they were Jewish, right? So that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but wasn't it a Christmas candy episode? I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to send it to you to show. Like I said, I didn't watch Friends like that.
Yeah, I tried not to pay too much attention to it. It just was on when nothing else was on. Kind of background noise, really. Not as great a show as they say.
Mm-hmm. So it's also, I didn't include it, I don't think. It's also called storm fever. That's another name for it. So it's thunderstorm asthma or storm fever. And it says thunderstorm
Burgos,
asthma.
welcome back.
Hey, Burgos. And David, aka Logan Freeman's here. Thunderstorm asthma is when asthma symptoms are caused by ryegrass pollen allergy during springtime thunderstorms. Thunderstorm asthma can happen suddenly to people in spring or summer when there's a lot of grass pollen in the air and the weather is stormy. Spring thunderstorm weather can cause pollen grains to burst into tiny pieces. And that's what I mean by it. It can explode off trees and plants because it bursts into tiny pieces. Sometimes people get thunderstorm asthma even if they haven't had asthma before. People with springtime hay fever, even if they have not been told they've had asthma, are at higher risk of thunderstorm asthma or storm fever. And this means people with asthma and springtime hay fever need extra protection to avoid thunderstorm asthma if they are in a region with a lot of grass pollen. Never heard of this at all.
Hey there, hello to you. If this allergy season has you feeling miserable in ways you have not previously, you can blame it on what some are referring to as a bit of the pollen storm. Dr. Scott Woods, a family medicine specialist at Ohio's TriHealth, says it's tough right now to make a diagnosis for many people. There are several upper respiratory infections and COVID-19 still going around all around the country, and they have similar symptoms to what pollen and other allergens can cause. Hey there, hello to you. If this
That's it. All right, now here's the other question, everyone. Have you ever seen this before? Go ahead, Jeff. You can read it. Or don't. Jeff, you there?
Yeah, I had to mute. Ironically, I'm having allergies.
Gotcha.
So if you don't mind reading.
Yeah, the pollen storm rages on in Myrtle Beach. Exclusive view via our Sky 15 weather balloon. This is a tweet from meteorologist, a pollen storm haboob on the beach in North Carolina, which polluted the ocean, turning it green. This is a pollen storm from the air at Myrtle Beach. Anyone ever seen anything like this? Teenage. That looks like a job for Captain Planet. It does look fake, but unfortunately it's not. This is on Twitter from a meteorologist. C3PO must be a pollen storm. He sympathizes. So here's the polluted ocean turning green as the pollen settled. Welcome, Void. It is going through massive changes. I agree. Hang on, Jeff. Now this was interesting too. This is PubMed. Sulfur or pollen? Sulfur. I associate sulfur with demons, with hell, with the devil. They're calling it urban yellow dust. A sulfur shower, sulfur rain, or pollen storm. They're all the same name. So a pollen storm is also known as a sulfur shower or a sulfur rain. Most people, especially those living in the vicinity of industrial facilities, wrongly perceive the yellow dust as sulfur, when in fact it is pollen. The misunderstanding increases risk perception as people believe the yellow powder is a serious threat to their health. Based on simple observations, this is the part that got me. It is virtually impossible to differentiate sulfur from pollen. What? I find it extremely interesting that people were confusing pollen with sulfur. But even more interesting is that they claim there is no detectable difference. Last I checked, sulfur had a very distinct scent. Wouldn't that be the biggest difference? Like, if you can smell it, it's sulfur. If you can't, it's pollen. Right? Am I the only one who remembered sulfur having a distinct smell?
Yeah.
How is it virtually? How are they not being able to tell the difference?
They should have been.
Yeah, makes no sense. Sorry about that. Wow, I'm dying. So here's the structure of pollen. Does that remind anybody of anything? It looks to me like when they do those halves of the earth and show the layers, it looks exactly the same. Apparently, this is what pollen looks like under a microscope, a teeny replica of what they claim Earth looks like. And that ball of layers explodes into a cloud of fine dust now. Not in my past, not ever. Yes, Rachel. Rachel says, sulfur smells awful. Pollen makes you sneeze. They think we are idiots. Exactly. Yes, rotten eggs. Everyone's saying rotten eggs. Exactly. C3PO's golden calf. I believe in flat pollen. A good one. So here's more pictures of pollen storms and pollen exploding off of trees and plants. There's a lot of these pictures. You might want to go through them before we get to the video that I've already shown, but some may have missed. I do not remember pollen looking like smoke, turning the air green, the sky green, plumes of green. I don't remember that. None of this. It feels that way, David, but no, unfortunately, this stuff is real in this reality. Super Mario. I'm not putting that on the screen. Actually, yes, Ann, that's good. Although I'm not saying it. All right, so here's a video. I thought I muted it. I'm sorry. Thank you. Because it's just wind. This is a video in France. This happens everywhere. Is any of this new for you? In my past, pollen simply fell from the tree onto the ground. My only guess is, in this reality, the pollen particles are smaller, finer, and easier to be picked up into the air. I'm open to any other theories. We didn't have the video, though, with the tree exploding. Did I miss it? While I was looking for the image in Friends? Did you play the video of the tree exploding?
I don't think I did.
Well, I'm going to have to send you that slide. Give me 1 minute. Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I sent it to Messenger.
All right.
Because I know there's people here who were not here the day I did the preview. So bear with us, guys. He's got to go somewhere else to get the last slide that wasn't in the presentation for some reason. High Pockets is here and says, I never saw it in the air until the last 3 or 4 years, but still not as thick as what you're showing. No. Yes, that's what we were talking about. People change overnight. It's weird. Exactly. One of my closest friends did.
That's interesting.
Okay.
That invasion of the body snatchers theory.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my mom's theories about how this is happening.
So, guys, if you walk up to a tree and shake it at the right time, the pollen will explode off the tree. If you tap it, it explodes in like a painting. Very thick clouds of pollen, because the pollen, like I said, now the pollen particle, instead of just falling, the heavy pollen onto your car, it bursts and explodes into tiny little pieces and turns into pollen dust. It's a different person now, that's all. David, just a different person. Not in a bad way, just not the same. All right, we can go to the last folder now.
Where's that at?
Oh, I sent it to you above. It's after the tree.
Okay.
You have a quiz, John? All ears. Or do you have a place where you have an actual quiz?
I don't
We
see
can talk
another
about the.
folder.
Hold on a minute. I hate leaving because I'm afraid it's going to kick me out. It's above. Well, I sent you the 2 pictures. This is Messenger. There's 2 pictures above the Rachel thing. The Rachel thing. Not the Rachel thing.
The friends thing?
The friends thing. Show that. And then above that, there's another folder.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Yeah.
So we're going to show the friends thing first?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know that word. Neolithium, maybe? That I only know lithium batteries, not neolithium. In the chat, guys, if you want to answer John's quiz right there, go for it, because now I'm curious. All right, so this comes from AJ's girl. And if no one in the chat knows it, maybe someone watching it later in the comments will know of this. AJ's girl does not remember this blanket in the background of the one about the candy, all about the candy episode of Friends. It was their Christmas episode. And it's a blanket. It's one of those woven blankets. I can just tell by looking at it. With a lot of like dreidels and Star of David, religious, Jewish religious symbols on it. She does not remember the blanket being there at all. Does anyone remember this blanket? The next image shows it farther away so you can see what we're looking at. Jeff? So here's the actual scene from the show. And there's the blanket behind him. So it's very obvious. It's not like, you know, oh, you may have missed it. It's right there in the background. Yeah, but the name of the episode is The One About the Candy, or All About the Candy. That's the actual name of the episode. It's a Christmas special, All About the Candy, or The One All About the Candy, something like that. Mustard Seed of Faith, I have a question for you. Hey, Frank Nunez. Do you remember an asthma epidemic in 2016 in Victoria, Australia? I've never even heard of neodymium, or what's the other one? Neodymium. I've never heard of those batteries. I'm sorry. But John Nada remembers neodymium, and Frank Nunez said it's neodymium. And TD Mage says it's neodymium. I can't pronounce it. Interesting. Yes. All about the candy. All right, guys. Oh, magnets. I'm sorry. But still, I still don't recognize the word. Thank you, Frank. Well, you're welcome to send it, John. And I'll put a folder together for the next show. Okay, so Mustard Seed of Faith says in 2016, I was already in Christchurch, New Zealand, but no, I have not heard of it. I did keep myself quite up to date with world news, and not specifically Australia, though. It was big on the news. It's all over the place. It's called thunderstorm asthma, or storm fever.
C3PO's Golden Calf asks, have you guys seen the Paperboy ME? And if it's the one I'm thinking of, yes. With the merged letters and all that.
Oh, if we're talking about the logo, yeah.
It looks ridiculous. I don't know how everybody doesn't notice that.
Yeah, I covered that one a couple years ago. Unless it's something else.
All right, so I'm sharing the next one.
Yep, I'm just reading the chat.
The big O, yeah.
Yeah.
Not that
I need
big.
you to read for 1 second.
Okay. A childhood nursery rhyme song has lyrics that no longer match my memory. Please complete the next line. Rain, rain, go away. Come blank day.
So multiple words here, guys. What do you remember?
All right.
So for John Nada, it's come again some other day. General Sorrow is again another day.
Frank Nunez
Guys,
says,
I need more than one word from you. There's like 3 words that you guys have to fill in.
Rachel McDonald says another.
Rachel, yeah, again another.
Back another from Michael Montaigne.
Mm-hmm.
Again some other day for Manned Animal. Please come back another day for AJ Girl Unger. Again another day. Welcome High Pockets. Again some other for C3PO's Golden Calf. Do we have enough answers?
And Daniel has come back another day. What do you remember before you go on? Jeff?
Come back on another day.
That's right. You remembered something different too. Oh, look. And that's exactly what Rich Sanic wrote, just as you said it.
Nice.
Hey, Rudy. So, this is what I'm talking about. It seems like more and more people have the current memory. Here we go. Good.
In my past, the line was only ever come back another day. But in this reality, officially, the words have always been come again another day and can also be found as come again some other day. Do you remember come again and or some other day?
It's never been this for me. It's always been come back another day. Never some other day and never again. It's always come back for me. I can't find it in song though, only written. the way I remember it. But I think the next slide is the actual song.
Okay.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day.
Now that's what I remember.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, come back on another day. Yeah.
No, come again another day. Go ahead, play it again.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Rain.
Oh my God. That's so weird. That's not what I heard the first time.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's not what I remember, no.
Yeah. So I've never heard, and see, that's the thing. C3PO has never heard back, and I've never heard again.
I remember come back on another day.
Wow.
But I've heard it a few different ways before. I just thought people were singing it wrong.
Yeah, same here. I thought they were singing it wrong. And David says, and that's how we said it in my childhood sometimes. Come back, but come again is what we said all the time. I've never said it. Come again.
Me either.
Never, not once. I know you did, Michael Fontaine. We read it. We showed it. So this current reality, and now I'm going to show you what I remember. So for those of you that have never seen the way I remember it, I'm going to show it to you. I think the first one's on a book. So yeah, this is on the back of a book. You can still find come back another day, but it is not the official words and is much less common than the official variations. AJ Girl says, come again is a note for me too. Yes, Ryagami, you're late, but you made it. That's all that matters. Guys, while we're looking at this residue, go ahead, Jeff. It's just residue. Of what I remember, come back another day. I got an email from Noise Guru. He made it out of surgery, but I have not heard anything back yet. I asked if I could post that he was okay, and he hasn't responded. So now I'm a little worried again.
Oh.
It's been like a full day. He was able to respond that he was okay, like out of surgery and okay. The fact that he hasn't responded for a full day makes me a little nervous. So keep the prayers coming for Noise Guru, please. Yeah, it is like take me out to the ball game. That's why I found this by accident. Donna says it's like take me out to the ball game.
Yeah.
Crazy changes, no doubt. I hope so. I hope he's just zonked out recovering. Exactly. That would be great if that's the reason. Right, I mean, you have the current memory, and that's okay. So I did find it in a book. A lot of people just writing it, though. I believe you. I'm telling you, in my reality, it never existed. It was always come back another day. And Jeff's was what?
Come back on another day.
Come back on another day. Michael, I can't go to my email while I'm live. I'm presenting. If I leave, it's going to kick me out of the show. I can't go to my email. I don't know why, but going to Gmail kicks me out. Oh, wait a minute. What if I check on my phone? Let me see if it's on my phone. I don't think I have that account on my phone, though. No, I don't. I only have my two personal emails. So I can't even check it from here. All right. Is there anything you guys want to talk about that from Flickr or the internet? Because I can't go to email. Thank you, Hi Ryan Spur. Yeah, once they turn that monetization switch on, it's constant trickling going up. I swear, once you're monetized, they share your channel more. They have to, because it's the only thing that can explain that. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Jeff, is there anything you want to talk about before we get to the other stuff?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. All right, so David Logan says, here's what I'm saying. How are the lyrics changed to what I would say when I was young, even though it was come back instead of come again, even though I'd say come again, and now it's changed to what? Okay, so the current reality is come again. Some other day or another day. It's both. The current reality is come again, another day, or come again some other day. That is the current reality. Those are the official variations. You do or you don't remember come back. That's the part that's confusing me. If you don't remember come back, it was just not that in your reality and you have the current memory. If you do, you would have a dual memory. You remember it both ways. Two different reality versions. If you post it here, I guess, yeah, if Jeff can pick it up, because Jeff is presenting, not me. Hold on. Maybe it's not posting. Do you guys know the Chrono Trig title with the merged G's? No, I don't. What is Chrono Trig? Jeff, are you able to go to Google, search Chrono Trig, and then when you have the logo up, I'll present?
Yeah. What is it?
I'm not sure now because it says maybe that word won't post. It's ChronoTrigge. Trigger. Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
You can't post the word trigger? Well, that's YouTube being ridiculous. Because people say that they're triggered all the time, you know? It posted for Frank Nunez. That's even weirder. So it's a problem on C3PO's end that it's not posting.
So yeah, I Googled it. What about it?
The logo. The G's are merged. I'm asking if you could put it up on the screen so we can look at
I
it.
don't see a logo.
You have to
now
search
I
Chrono
do.
Trigger
No.
logo. Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot make it big enough. Wait, then maybe I can. No, of course not. Nah, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Hold on a minute. Are you able to click the link in the chat from Michael Fontaine.
I don't see a link in the chat. Oh no, it's not. It's not clickable.
Yeah, Michael, it's just gonna have to wait till the next show. I can't. Hold on a minute. The only thing I could do is go to the internet because I'm in the internet, but I can't leave. Hold on, I'm gonna send you a picture, Jeff.
Oh wait, I got it.
Because that is really weird. The merging.
I got it. Hold on.
You got it?
Yeah. Give me a minute.
You know, when I ask you guys if there's anything you want to see, it's got to be something that we can access. I can't access links and emails while I'm live.
Got it.
Sorry, it's not possible. Here we go. I'm not on a computer. If I was on a computer, it'd be a different story, but I'm on an iPad. It'll kick me out. And also the CH is merged. So is the O and O. It's not just the G's, guys. There's a lot of merging happening.
Whole lot of merging going on.
That is an awful logo.
Mm-hmm.
That logo is horrible. See, I don't know the game. But if you know the game, do you remember it merged like this?
I don't know the game.
How old is this game? Like, what year is this from? Anyone know? Oh, there's new comments, so I think it's not doing it. Rachel's able to click the link, and Rachel said, Michael, I clicked the link. Great catch. Yeah, on my end, the link is not clickable either, but I'm in StreamYard. That's the thing. We're in StreamYard. We're not on YouTube like you guys are.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. 1995. Yeah, no, things were not merged like that in 95. Thank you. Thank you, Frank.
I never heard of this game, but then again, I didn't really play any games except for sports games. That was it. I'm so bad at video games, I didn't even bother.
I say I liked video games, but I was more like Mario, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I played that stuff, but after that, it was just like wrestling and baseball and football. That was it.
No, I like Metroid and Castlevania and Bubble Bobble.
And now it's just baseball for me. I don't play anything else, just the baseball games.
I just play games on my phone now.
I don't even do that. I don't have the patience for it.
Good night, Hi Orion Spur. Thank you for being here.
Good night, Hi Orion Spur.
All right, guys. So if there's nothing else, Mandela, you guys want to talk about tonight, we're going to get to two things. I want to share a song, an original song, by someone in the community. You may have already heard it. Their information is linked in the description. And I'm going to put a link to their channel in the chat.
Good night, Rachel.
Ripshop Sutton. Good night, Rachel. Thanks for being here. Yes, I am. Mustard be a face. All right, hold on. So you should have the link above, Jeff. You got to scroll up.
All right.
Or it could be in the group chat with Curious or Hero and I. Look there as well.
Okay.
For Ripshop Sutton's song.
I got it.
Good. And I'm going to share the link in the chat. I recommend you guys check his channel out. I'm going to put a link to his song in the chat. We're going to react to it. We're going to pause because that's the right thing to do. So, Jeff, if you hear anything you want to talk about during the song? hit pause. Okay?
Okay. Get this going here.
And I am posting the link in the chat as soon as I can pull it up. Yes, Zelda. Great memories with Zelda. All right, here we go, guys. Again, this is from Ripshop, Sutton. He's in Teresa's group, and he's been in the community a long time. I'm going to mute so that they can hear the song.
Okay. Me too.
You can't mute. We can't hear it. You're muted.
Okay, here we go. Start that over.
No, the song is actually muted at the bottom. Do you see it?
I see now.
So yes, you can mute. You got to mute that. So right from the very beginning, he says something that supports my theory. He says we're on a different Earth. Right at the very beginning. That's all. I just want to point that out. Okay, go on. All right, guys. So those of you that are newer to the community, he says something in the song. Did you know that there's more than the Great Wall of China? Yes or no? Now I know some of you have been here for years, know already. But like Ryugamin, David, aka Logan Freeman, did you guys know that there's more than the Great Wall of China? There's a Great Wall of India, a Great Wall of Pakistan.
Kind of minimizes the whole Great Wall thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Just like, the giant Liberty Bell and my presentation kind of minimizes it. Same thing.
Yeah.
John Nada says, I do now, but not in my past.
Exactly.
So, all right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but we are supposed to be, like, talking about it, not just flat out playing it, Jeff? So if you have something to say about it, speak up. So definitely check his channel out. Again, it's up in the chat, a little bit up. I was going to pin it and it disappeared. But it's definitely also linked in the description. So if you want to check out his channel after the show, it's linked in the description. I'm looking for my comment.
So
Where am I?
I downloaded the whole album. It's pretty good. And
Wow, I can put myself in timeout, but I can't pin my own comment in StreamYard. That's amazing.
so I like a lot of things he mentions in that song. The Sally Fields one. Do you like me? You really like me? Never being said. The bones behind the eyes on the skeleton. South America, a couple thousand miles to the east. I like the sample he used from Biggie, a song called Things Done Change. Perfect for the song. It's good stuff.
Wow. It is. It's great. There was something I was going to say, and I can't remember what it is now.
Oh, another one he mentions that drives me crazy, and I totally agree with him. Flavor Flav. It was Flava Flav.
Yeah, it was Flava Flav. Yep.
He wouldn't have said flavor. Rappers don't talk that way. They don't say it the proper way. It's not done that way on purpose. It was Flava Flav. I remember seeing it and hearing it, and that's what he calls himself. Flavor is so wrong.
I think there was something in the chat that I was going to comment on. Now I can't find it.
It sounds like what, like somebody who doesn't know rap would call him. Oh, that's Flavor Flav. I mean, come on. It's so stupid.
It is. I agree 100%. Aw.
And I agree with a lot of the stuff that he posts in the group, especially the hip hop ones. I'm affected by all of them too, the same ones he is. I remember that stuff because I'm real into hip hop, old hip hop.
The chat is agreeing with you, and so am I. 100% Flava. I know. We did cover that a while ago.
Oh, and Michael Fontaine mentions another one I noticed. I keep forgetting to mention I noticed this one way before the Mandela Effect. Pete Townsend has always been Pete Townshend now. I remember looking at that, like, what the hell?
Yes, we've covered that one too. There's something I remember what it is. I want to send you a picture, but I have to go get it. Can you do a shout out while I go get it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know how far back it'll let me go, though. I'll do the best I can.
It's okay. Because I want to show something that may have already been covered by someone else. And I don't want to do a whole folder on it, especially if it's already been covered. I'm just trying to find one where you can actually see it. He was talking about anatomy changes. And I'm trying to find the anatomy where you could actually see it.
Okay. So we got Super Mario Brothers 3, John Nada, C3PO's Golden Calf, Daniel Wiley, Cesar Rodriguez, Sheriff of YouTube, Go-Kart Bob, Michael Fontaine, Bellator Senex, Analog Lime, General Sorrow, Man Animal, Adam for Christ, AJ Girl, Red Storm. Let's see here. Eddie Keane. Beautiful Fall. Ralph Francis.
I can't hear you. You just went all muffled and
Ralph
quiet.
Francis. Grand Tour Richard. Hi, Orion Spur. Rich Fosanic. TD Mage.
I found what I was looking for, and I'm going to send them to you in order. So I need you to start right underneath the slide, okay?
All right. Yeah. David, a.k.a. Logan Freeman. Rachel. McDonald. Burgos. I think that's everybody. High Pockets. Forgot High Pockets. Void. I don't want to miss anybody here. Mustard Seed of Faith. Frank Nunez.
So when you go to the pictures, start with the red t-shirt, okay? Jeff, can you hear me? Jeff, can you hear me? Hello? Jeff? Chat, can you hear me? It looks like I'm talking on my screen, but I don't know if you can hear me or not. Ah, you only hear me. So we lost Jeff just as I needed him. Gotcha. He'll be back. Give him a minute. I'm raptured. Thank you. Okay, guys. So the body change that when he gets back, because I'm sure his computer crashed on him again. It has to do with your chest, the bones, and it's morphed a few times. And I can't show you anything till he gets back, so. And he's still not here, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, I hate, this is a new computer. It should not do this. Oh, yes, technical stuff. Jeff's computer just decides to restart out of nowhere. He's still not back yet. And I haven't gotten any messages from him, so I'm going to message him now just to be safe. Don't even start, Daniel. Daniel says, Jeff who, Sandy? You're the only one hosting this. Oh, I do believe it's probably overheating. I think he has too many tabs open, too much stuff open at the same time. Oh yeah, our atmosphere does have too much nitrogen compared to what I learned in school. The numbers are all off. Okay, Jeff knows why his computer's doing it. He'll be back in a minute. We just have to hang in here because I can't show you anything. But when he gets back, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm just telling him where to start. No, I don't. I can look into that. David, aka Logan Freeman, says, and by the way, do you know about the Inuit people in Alaska saying Earth shifting in 2013? The only thing I heard was the Mayan calendar in 2012. Has anyone heard about this? For me, it was Blondie. I heard Blondie put rap on the map with the song Rapture, which doesn't sound like rap to me, but you know, I have heard that. The only one I ever heard was Blondie, which I found strange when I heard that. But I heard that literally about, I don't know, Jeff's here, about 20 years ago. Hey, Jeff, welcome back.
Hey, what's this rap question? I can probably answer that.
It's that Super Mario Brothers. Speaking of Rapture, many claim Blondie put rap on the map with the song Rapture. Or was it the Sugar Hill Gang?
It was the
The
Sugar
rap,
Hill Gang.
right? But I heard years ago that Blondie put rap on the map with Rapture.
That's just what people who don't know anything about rap say. I've experienced that with people. I had to correct them many times. They don't know what they're talking about. The song Rapture came out a couple years after Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight, which is what put rap on the radio. But rap was around before that. It just wasn't played on the radio. So, yeah, Blondie had nothing to do with that. She just did a really bad job trying to rap a couple years after it was already put on the radio.
And that's probably where I heard it too. TD Mage says, I heard the Rapture factoid on VH1 too many moons ago. That's probably where I heard it as well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call that a rap song. It's just a disgrace. It's her most embarrassing, terrible song. She should have never done it.
No.
However, rapper KRS-One did a really good version of it years later. It was much better than hers. But yeah, she did not start anything. She just tried to rap and failed miserably. So what were we going to show?
You're going to start with the red shirt and then go down the line. I'm going to show the evolution of this body change that I believe has changed again. And I don't feel like doing a whole folder on it for this little tiny thing, especially since someone else could have covered it. I'm not sure.
There we go.
Okay, so guys, let's go full screen. So we are looking at the rib cage. Now I want you to focus on the center of the sternum as we go to the next image. As we go to the next image. Okay, I know you can't zoom, so guys, I'm sorry. This is as big as we can make it. You see how it's getting a little pointed there? Just a little pointed at the bottom? Just a little. Do you remember this getting pointy? Yes or no in the chat. Jeff, do you remember getting pointy?
No.
And if you know anyone who has covered this, let me know in the chat. I'd like to credit them. All right, next image. I'm not getting anything in the chat. Okay, can we see how pointy it is there? Hey, Preliminal.
Hey, Preliminal.
So C3PO says no. Nope, AJ Girl. Nope, TD Mage. I've always felt the point in my own chest, says John Nada. Well, do I have some news for you, John?
Next image.
Next image. And now, I'm going to hope that the next one is bigger. Try going to the next one because I cropped it. Let's see if it's bigger or if it's just really tiny. All right, try going to the next one. Because it's so hard to see. Guys, look at the shape of that. It's like a claw.
What the hell?
I remember it going pointy and now it's claw shaped. This is a anatomically correct skeleton for medical students to learn from. And it's got a claw shape instead of a point. It's off center. It's completely wrong. The point was wrong, but I'd take the point over this.
Yeah, that looks ridiculous. It was not like that. No way.
Maybe I'll do a short on this instead of like
Yeah,
a
you
whole
should.
folder. So does anyone remember the sternum looking like this? This is totally new for me.
Me too. It was just like straight and no point, no claw, no nothing.
Yeah, it was just like straight, like rounded a little bit, so wasn't sharp.
Yeah.
And now it developed a point, and I thought other people covered it, but maybe not. So there was a point, and there's still residue of a point, and now it's this claw shape. It doesn't feel that way to me, says John Nada. You could be feeling the longer of the claw-shaped points that makes it feel pointy. Yeah, it's lopsided, exactly. It's not even centered. Looks ridiculous. I don't know. I just thought I'd ask that because it's been bugging me. Jeff, is there anything you want to share before we get to the closing stuff?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you for being here. But before we go, like the Mandela stuff is over. I felt it was only right to let Jeff show a couple of his songs. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to end the show tonight with a couple of his songs, and then like going forward, I'm going to have him pick like the song of the day. But I don't have an outro yet. So our outro is going to be the second song he picked. So whatever song you want to play, Jeff, go for it. It's up to you. And then the second song will be our outro. So we'll say goodnight.
Writing some Mandela songs. And
Yes.
That's what we're going to be sharing eventually.
Yes. And we might even use one for the outro. But I have one set up that we're going to use for the outro now that I absolutely love for the outro. It's got like a double entendre going on. Like he's singing about one thing, ironically friends. But it could apply to us. It's funny. When you hear it, you'll understand. I got to make the outro, though. Like I said, I wasn't even planning on going live tonight. We were supposed to have a show with Curious&Curiouser on her channel. But she couldn't present tonight, so we ended up having to move here to keep the show going. So before you start the second choice, that's when we're going to say goodnight, and we'll end on the second the second song, okay, Jeff?
Actually, I don't know about any of that.
What's wrong?
Give me a minute.
Let me remove you from the stage. Yeah, the anatomy changes are the strangest for me. But like I said, my theory is I believe we were moved by God to an earlier version of Earth because something happened that caused where we were on the Sagittarius arm, the whole arm, a chunk of it's missing. Something catastrophic had to have happened. And it very well could have been a black hole. But maybe to, be on this earlier version of Earth, our bodies needed to be different because the atmosphere is different. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I could think of with the body changes. One of these days I'll get around to researching like older humans and see if they have some of the things that we have now that might explain it. But then again, it could just be that, history has retroactively been altered to match what we have now. So it could be that too. I don't know. Jeff? Are we losing Jeff again?
No, I'm still here. I think we're good on the songs.
Why? What happened?
I'll tell you after.
Oh gosh. All right, guys. Well, then I'm sorry. I guess we're not playing anything right now. But I don't know when our next show is going to be, but definitely Saturday for our normal After Dark show. As soon as I know anything, just keep an eye on my community posts, Facebook, even Twitter. I have a poll up in Twitter right now and in Teresa's Facebook group with the JFK card for the presentation. And ironically, especially for those of you that joined after our discussion about how the community seems to have a mental block and people are drifting away from the community, I was saying how it seems like a lot of people have the current memory anymore. And when I presented the JFK car, a lot of people had the current memory for the color, which blew my mind. Well, the polls are what I expected, unlike the chat. The chat remembered blue for the most part, but the polls so far are remembering my reality, black, with a few people remembering blue and a few people remembering white. So I find it weird that those places people remember black, but in my chat it's blue. The only thing I could think of is there's more new people to the Mandela Effect who haven't been affected by this mental block thing, who still remember black. That's the only thing I could think of. But you'll see the poll results next week, or next show, I should say, later this week. Other than that, Jeff, is there anything you want to say before we go?
Just want to thank everybody for being here.
And I do as well. Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, we'll definitely see you Saturday, but keep an eye out. Click the bell if you haven't already. There's like a quarter of you watching who haven't subscribed. Please subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.